we are waiting to championship game.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spanish on Prison Oval. Playoff has just been concluded and we're on to the finals. It's a replay of last year's finals as the defending champions Excelsior, they're taking on Denham Town. Hi, my name is Christopher Scott from Island Sports Network and we have a very special guest here. A man who went to the finals, not the schoolgirl finals, but as a coach went to the Red Stripe Premier League finals. Is the assistant coach for Waterhouse, Daniel Bent. So, Mr. Bent, are you ready for this replay of the finals of last year?
Good evening to you, Chris, and good evening to your viewers. Yeah, so we have a Titanic battle tonight. The best attack is Denham Town. Denham Town would want to make in this year's finals, having lost to Excelsior last year, 4-0. So if you look at the stats for Excelsior in a rampant season, scoring 230 plus goals with Christine 57 goals and Dana Richards 54. That's 111 goals out of 230. What do you think about this attacking force?
Well, I mean, if you're scoring 50% of the goals for Excelsior, then that means something because that's rampant. 200 goals for the season. That's exceptional. The player are just 3 behind. I know that it has been totally dominant. And I know you weren't there at the semi-finals, but the semi-finals was a thrashing by Excelsior. They defeated Homo Technical by 12 goals to nil. And then Denham Town also had a very good performance. They defeated Mile Gully by 5 goals to nil. So it's going to be a very, very good battle here. And I know that Nkrumah McConan would want to end on a victory because I spoke to him off camera a few days ago. And he told me that he's going to go to Africa to try and improve a lot of the football programs over there. And this will be his last season. And he was also the assistant coach for Denham Town last season for the schoolboy football team where they faced the Wolmers and did pretty well and made a good showing of themselves. Of course, the man that was actually the head coach at the time was the head coach for Tivoli Gardens, Mr. Omar Edwards. And McConan is actually the goalkeeping coach for Tivoli Gardens as we turn towards the flag and we will play the national anthem of our beautiful country. So, after the of a beautiful island of Jamaica was played, we get down to business, Daniel.
Yes,
And
we
so
look at the team sheet now. We have Tiana Shota, Moisha McLaughlin, number 3, Neville Gale Abel, number 18, Tavia Collins, number 5, Akeelia Johnson, number 6, Tarina Clark, number 7, Christina Salmon, number 8, Shania Harris, number 9, Chavelle Henry, number 10, Jamila Ricketts, number 11, Latanya Burke, number 12, Davia Richards, number 13, Janelle Mignot, number 14, Krista Frankson, number 15, Shakira Richards, number 16, Chrisann Roberts, number 17, Denisha Rose, number 24, Jada Blanchett, number 19, Bianca Brown, number 20, Keda Anderson, number 21, Shakira McFadden, number 22, and Kiona Tuller, number 23. That's the team sheet for the Excelsior I, which is coached by the ever impressible Xavier Gilbert.
yes, and just looking over now to Denham Town, we know that Shanika Powell, she's in goal, and we have Tiffany Gale, Tiana Beswich, Taisha Bartley, Kalanta Graham Hyatt, Kayla Bailey, Kersha Thomas, the captain, Moet Reed, Kaisha Sibbles, Swen Gregory, and Natoya Atkinson. And then on the bench we have Aaliyah Brown, Cadella Nesbeth, Aliyah Ball, Naisha Spence, and Tatiana Henry. And then of course the ever so effervescent man, that's Kimathi and Nkrumah Abiku Makonnen. And he taught me the pronunciation of his full name, and he will be the coach, the assistant coach of Denham Town's schoolboy football team that did good for themselves last year against Wilmers. Was seeded actually lower than Wilmers and gave them a fight in that seeded battle, but unfortunately Wilmers came on top. But he's in the finals in this year's schoolgirl football competition, a replay of last year, and hopefully Mr. Makonnen would not want a repeat of what happened last year this year.
Yes, they always say that revenge is a dish served best when cold, and I know that Denham Town will go all guns blazing this evening to try to avenge their loss last year in the 2017 finals. But Chris, you being an opposing coach, playing against a rampant Excelsior High School, was score a mass of 230 goals plus in this competition so far. What would you tell your girls going to this final?
To be honest, I would actually tell them to try and close the gap, because one thing I recognized in the semi-finals against Homewood Technical is that Homewood gave them so much space, and I said it before that Excelsior is somewhat of a Manchester City team. They give you give them space and they will run rampant on you.
Yeah, they will.
And in the flash, in the blink of an eye, they can score 5 goals quickly. And it's a so methodical team in Denham Town that's very technical. Makonnen has always spoke about the technicality of the different team, of the passing, and when they get in defense they go forward slowly but surely, and then that's where they hurt you even better. So I think that should be the best as we see the kickoff here in the schoolgirl football finals. Gregory sends it forward, unable to find Bailey, and Hyatt will try to come back for this one. Oh, and a beautiful skill there displayed by Christina Salmon, who's on 57 goals this season. Probably would want to score a hat trick and in on 60.
Yes, perfect number.
Perfect number indeed. As we see Gregory sends it forward and collected sweetly and nicely by Chrisann Roberts, who sends it forward. And defensive work there by Denham Town. And that defensive work was by Tiffany Gale, so it goes into touch for a throw to Excelsior. And Excelsior just want to score early and ensure that they have a comfortable lead heading into halftime. Beautiful ball sent across and trying to find Davia Richards, who is not far behind Salmon, she's on 54 goals this season, 111
goals
out of
between both.
230. That's over 48%. That has been converted by these two. That's exceptional by these two players.
Yeah, man. When you have two players amassing such amount of goals and scoring goals for fun, you can't help but be at ease, because you know that as long as they get the ball, they will score, and that is what you want from attacking players. Oftentimes you see a lot of persons attacking players in good position and not converting when they get their chances. And that is just really good to see these young girls putting away chances and punishing defenders when they make mistakes.
Yeah, that's right. And
Go quick now for Denham Town High.
punishing them they can. And punishing is an understatement if you're scoring 230 goals for the season.
Yeah, on a rampage.
That's a rampage, so to speak. But they have been doing very well. And this could mean back-to-back championships for them. And also Lennon was also in the mix at some point in time, but they didn't come to the finals. As we see a Boston corner trying to be latched on by Atkinson, but Davia Richards will latch on now. She's being tested by the number 6, that's Bartley. And the ball still in the air, and there's a jostle for possession between Richards and Bartley. And defensive work there by Kaisha Sybil, so it goes behind and it will be a corner.
Yes, a corner. If you also look at they is a team that can score from open play and also from set piece. So in almost all era, they are very much effective. Just like this Man City team that has a Kevin De Bruyne and a David Silva who can change game. And in this Excelsior team, as we said, that we have a Christina Salmon and a Denham Richards that can do damage. So you can't but feel at ease as a coach, coaching these young ladies, and they're in years to come, you can almost bet your money that these ladies will transcend to be wonderful footballers and young ladies in society.
Yeah, that's so true. But I mean, I would call Christina Salmon Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
I'd call Davia Richards Raheem Sterling.
Yes, a lot of
Speed. And here's a person on the ball now, or was on the ball. Ball set inside the 18-yard box. Oh, that was close. What a chance for Excelsior. It's still Excelsior with the possession. Ball set across now, and an opportunity to strike a goal. But defensive work there by Hyatt. And now the captain, Pressure Thomas. And yes, the pressure is mounted, and now it's Sue and Gregory. Sends that ball forward, intercepted brilliantly by Shania Harris. And Excelsior in possession. Harris on the ball now. She's being challenged by Moet Reed. Sent forward to Davia Richards. This is not a bad ball for her. 57 goals and sent cross, or 54.
Cross.
And overhit indeed. And it goes behind for a goal kick to Denham Town. But the reason why I named those two players is because Christina Salmon always pops up in the box right in front of the goalkeeper. And Davia Richards, a very good wing player. And she's improved very, very much. And 54 goals is absolutely
showed up the schoolboy footballers.
Oh my word. And would you say the prowess or goal coaching prowess of Damani Hutchinson comes into play with Christina Salmon, and a strike at goal there.
Just wide.
Just wide.
And Excelsior seems to be coming closer by the minute, and in a final like this, you want to get quick out of the blocks, and Excelsior is definitely on the ascendancy to make amends in the first opening minutes of this contest.
Very much so. And also I'd want to thank from now Mr. Daniel Bent, that is here with me on commentary, and he's the assistant coach of Waterhouse Football Club. And you also played some schoolboy football back in your days.
Yeah, man, I played Manning Cup for Mona High, and I played intercollegiate football for the Michael University College within 4 years in a row, versus GC. Played GC in the finals 4 years in a row, and I won 4 years in a row. So I have a good record in football, And my coaching career started at age 23 back in 2014 in the Miguel Cole era.
Wow.
And I would have won 3 Manning Cups, 3 Oliver Tree, and a Super Cup trophy in my 3-year tenure. at Jamaica College from 2014 to 2016. So I have trophies under my belt, and I'm proud to say that I'm glad that I've got the chance to mold a lot of lives, some of which Dominic James, unfortunately, who passed on.
God rest his soul.
Alanda Brown, Courtney Dowdy, and the list goes on. So that's my motivation for football, to change the lives of youngsters, because as a youth, it's never easy. And here's the first throw. First throw for Denham Town.
First throw indeed. Hyatt to Thomas.
And that's unfortunately a poor throw, but now the throw turns over now to Excelsior.
And I didn't tell you that Kershaw Thomas, a very charismatic player on the field. Kershaw Thomas from Denham Town, the number 7 that wears the captain's armband. And she's been very, very good in terms of dictating where to go. Somewhat of a Ander Herrera type of player. That dictates the pace of the play. Ander Herrera doesn't necessarily wear the captain's armband, but he's certainly a leader on the field. Also, you have players like Nemanja Matic, and there's so many players
have that character in
that
football.
Has that character, you know.
Tony Cruz come to mind.
Tony Cruz as well. Philip Lahm as well comes to mind as well.
Bastian
that takes the pace of a field. So all credit to the number 7 Kershaw Thomas, as we see a collection there by the number 18.
And you have when you look in the defensive third of Excelsior High, you have the mountainous Christian Roberts. Obviously, the type of body frame that I think a lot of forwards would be afraid of, and that pack a lot of power there. So in the defense, they look very much solid.
Yes, and also Christoph Frankson, that is also an ironically enough, there's a guy named Sergino Frankson that plays in the defense, but it's actually for a team that defeated Central Kingston.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens here in this match today. And a shot at goal. Oh, that was close.
Save.
What a strike by Shania Harris. And actually, the goalkeeper did not touch that one. It actually hit the crossbar. So the goalkeeper probably would have certainly been beaten had it gone under. What a strike there by Shania Harris.
You see that Excelsior is turning on the heat and turning on the style in very much well.
Sunny here at Spanish Town, and the heat is on the field. Ball set forward now, trying to find Shania Harris, but unfortunately not able to. And look at the robust figure of Roberts, who sends it across to Frankson. And now with Abel sends it back and finds the captain Clark, who sends it over and tried to find David Richards, but it goes behind, and it will be a throw to Denham Town. So Denham Town has to be careful. As I said, if you give them space, they will attack and they will punish you. There's a reason why Christina Salmon and Davia Richards have scored 111 goals between them. There's a reason why that has been the number for them, and there's a reason why Excelsior has scored 230 goals this season. And there's a reason why they can turn up the heat and they can punish you in the blink of an eye. Ball sent forward now to find Natoya Atkinson, and Atkinson has the opportunity. And the crowd, and still an opportunity, but grabbed well by Schroeter. And as soon as they got the ball forward, they know how Excelsior is. So as soon as they get an opportunity, the crowd is cheering them on and hope that they can convert.
Yes, being an underdog, it might very much pay dividend for you, and we see that Denham Town, with their first chance in the Excelsior half, seem to offer some threat, so Excelsior has to be careful.
Very much so, they have to be careful, Excelsior. And I would think that they would try to use Natoya Atkinson's speed against Frankson and Christian Roberts. Collected nicely. Windy conditions here.
So we can see that it's two different attacking styles. Denham Town seems to be waiting on the counter attack, and Excelsior High is basically playing high press football to close all the spaces to try to lock Denham Town in their half. So it is definitely a style of two different teams, and I think that it's going to be an entertaining match. So it will not be clear and cut for Excelsior in this evening's contest.
Not at all. As we see Thomas gave the ball away. And that ball sent forward now to try and find Shania Harris. It was being defended by Beswich. So it's Beswich versus Harris.
Left footer.
That one goes into touch, and it will be a goal kick for, or is it a corner? Not 100% sure.
Seems to be
a goal kick.
A goal kick.
Yes, it is a goal kick for Denham Town.
We talk about Lionel Messi and his left foot in football, but when you look at left footers as females, the name Marta comes to mind.
From Brazil.
Even Excelsior has that quality. The number 9 of Shania Harris. So we can see now that
Sue and Gregory
is enjoying herself.
Sue and Gregory there.
Kyle in Jamaica, girl does it have Kyle.
So chipped over the head of Krista.
Confidence in this.
Krista Frankson. But my oh my, what skill showed by Sue and Gregory. And just telling the crowd to just calm down. Calm down,
man. I got this.
I got this indeed. And last touch by Hyatt.
Another touch for Excelsior High.
Very much so, and the lady who
Christian Roberts,
who almost got that pile. As we see Bailey collects the ball to Sue and Gregory, and they have the ball once more. Excelsior turns, gets by one, couldn't get by the other. Now it's Hyatt, sends that ball forward, collected by Frankson, and now it's with Clark, the captain, who sends it forward, trying to find David Ricketts. Collected well by Bartley. It's still Bartley. Still Bartley going.
Attack is up now.
And attack is up and sends it across. And it will be collected by Gregory. And she wants to go for the shot, but lays it off for Thomas. And a shot. A wayward shot there. And she kicks the floor in frustration. She knows that she has to take all the opportunities she can get. And she wants to take them. And how pleasing it would be if Thomas had gotten the goal there. And I spoke to her after the match a few days ago in the semi-finals, and she wants this title. She wants to dethrone the queens of schoolgirl football, and certainly they are the queens, and they would want to stay on top of the throne here, schoolgirl football, because we know that in schoolgirl football it's both rural and urban areas that battle for one title, as opposed to schoolboy football where there's an urban title and a rural area title as well. And then Olivia Shield is the all-island title. And the ball set forward. No, that's not a bad ball. Will this be the first goal? What a goal! That's exceptional! That is exceptional! What a goal scored! Daniel, you can't make this up. You can't write this story any better. That is the number 13, Natoya Atkinson. What a strike!
And that is
into the back of the net, Daniel.
Yes, and I told you, in a final, the ball is round and anybody can score. And if you as a champion you become complacent, they will hurt you. And this is their third chip in the Excelsior half, and they have scored. So this is football. The title is not written in stone for Excelsior. That's what we understand in football. So they have to work. And this should be a spicy match going forward. And out of 230 goals, the first goal has been converted against Excelsior. And what a time to score against the defending champions. So it's Denham Town 1, Excelsior 0. Beautiful work there by Moet Reed, sends across. And I tell you, maybe the 12th man is the crop for Denham Town, Daniel. So you know, it's all about how do Excelsior react to this. Well, they're a championship team. Xavier Gilbert would have known that Henting can play in a final. So I'm expecting them to come out and really play some football. So right now, as in Jamaican coast, they say match hot.
Yes, very much indeed. The match is certainly intense here at the Spanish Town Prison Oval, the schoolgirl football finals between the defending champions, Excelsior High School and Denham Town High. And I said it may be somewhat similar to what happened in the semis and the finals of the Red Stripe Premier League, but that's not to be, because the underdogs are actually leading in this encounter by a goal to nil. Denham Town, a very technical coach in Nkrumah Abiku Makonnen, and he teaches them to pass the ball, be patient and methodical, and then you get your chance, and that's what they did. Beautiful goal there by Natasha Atkinson, and a shot there collected by the keeper Shanika Powell.
And she just fired it right in front of her, so she could recover, which is excellent goalkeeping from a schoolgirl, a young lady. So persons looking on that these are little small things that matters in a final and in football generally speaking. Yes. So we now pause, so as there is an injury.
There's a player down on the field is
the Denham Town.
Oh, where is it? It's actually Moit Reed. Moit Reed, the number 8 for Denham Town. So Moit Reed was being attended to for a moment. And look at the man who many persons said should have coached the finals or should have refed the finals of the Red Stripe Premier League. That's Shane Nation. Yes. The man who last year in the schoolboy football has issued the most yellow and red cards. And he is a no-nonsense referee, Shane Nation.
In other sense, you probably say he's a very colorful man.
Yellow and red all around.
Yes.
So
they play will now resume with a drop ball to the goalkeeper.
Straight to the goalkeeper's hands. And that's rolled over to Hyatt. Right so back. Graham Hyatt on the ball now, sends it to Thomas. Captain. And the captain, they call them Capo in Jamaica. Yeah, as we see the captain here, the skipper sends it to Moet Ridu, sends it across. It will be intercepted by Davia Richards. 54 goals for her, ball sent forward. And Denham Town will try to gain possession. And the goal scorer, Natoya Atkinson. Referee says no foul. Natoya Atkinson.
You see some aggression being shown by Shania Harris in the art of the midfield for Excelsior.
And again, she showed the aggression a while ago.
Yes, very much so. To show some aggression, has to be the right way.
Yes, very much so.
And it's attempted through ball to Christina Salman, which was a bit overhit.
Yes.
And now the Denham goalkeeper is asking her team to push up, as she is about to distribute this football to her teammates.
And the number 8, Salman, actually a fun fact. Her brother actually plays for Constant Spring Football Club in the Kasafa Super League. So, and her brother's team actually just stayed above relegation. So they'll be playing for another season, and so is Carlton Salmon as well. So she's making her brother proud.
Yeah,
here
runs in the blood.
Runs in the blood indeed, and my word, making her brother proud is an understatement. Scoring 57 goals, that's
goal machine.
Absolutely a goal poacher.
Probably her brother would want to be in her shoes.
Would you say it's a Mo Salah and Alan Shearer combined together?
Yes, man, 2 elements, you know. So you cannot beg but to look at the fact that you're very much a lethal person. I mean, defenders would definitely be afraid of you. So the Denham team, I-team, is definitely growing in confidence. And
ball swung inside, and it is with someone tried to make it 58, but she couldn't, and it goes behind, and it will be a goal kick for Denham Town. So someone had got the ball pretty well. It was actually headed first by Chevelle Henry, and she couldn't head it. Actually, it went over her head, and there it was collected by someone, chested pretty well, but she couldn't make use of that ball. And now it's with Kershaw Thomas, sends it across. That's not a bad ball to Suen Gregory, but Suen Gregory loses it, and Hyatt will try to get the ball back from Frankson, and that was a missed kick there by the captain, and Natoya Atkinson, and brilliant work there by Tarania Clark, and she was fouled by Natoya Atkinson, so it will be a free kick for Excelsior. Excelsior still just showing some signs of frustration, Daniel.
Yes.
What would you tell them to just trying to calm their nerves?
Well, you're one goal down. All you would have to do is just to continue to play your game, be patient, because this is football. One mistake by any Denham Town defender, and you're 1-1, and you just take up the ascendancy going forward. Now, Excelsior gets their third or probably fourth corner of the match. So let's just see what they can do from this set piece.
Yes. And they keep getting the set pieces and the dead ball situations, but they're still not able to convert. Excelsior. And they'll be looking there for their 231st goal of the season.
No, they have a goal difference of 229. That's
Wow.
So that's just because it does. So
that is exceptional. I mean, if they do come second, it's no knockoff of what they have achieved so far this season. Headed on by someone again.
Amassing so much goal. She's getting closer and closer.
Closer and closer, someone to scoring her 58th goal of the season. And again, Tiffany Gale, that ball deflected, and it will be a goal kick, and again they can reset Denham Town. So Christina Salmon getting into a lot of dead ball situations, a lot of great dead ball situations.
And we have the goal scorer Atkinson down on the pitch again.
Yeah, she's down on the field,
and
you wouldn't want
being attended to at this point in time.
You wouldn't want her to be injured. She's the one that scored the first and only goal so far in this contest, as there's just over 22 minutes gone in this contest. And there are 35 minutes per half, so it's 70 minutes overall. So it'd be about just under 13 minutes left in this first half for Excelsior to maybe grab an equalizer and go ahead to end the first half at a high.
Yes, and I definitely like the approach of Denham Town, knowing that they have gone 1-0 up. They continue to press for more. Most teams, when they score a goal, they tend to back off and allow the opponent to come at them. But Denham Town is definitely putting on the ascendant to want to get more goals, because they know that goals score counts in the finals, and football overall.
We see a defensive clearance there by Carisha Thomas. Boston back now to find Frankson. Sent up now to Nevergale Abel. Abel sent it across to find Davia Richards. Headed on. And Bartley still on the hunt for possession. And now an opportunity. A shot at goal! Oh, hits the frame of the goal! Wow! If you could get any closer. My, oh my, Excelsior. You said someone was inching closer, but my, oh my, Excelsior overall inching closer, as there's a player down on the field. My, it seems to be Tiffany Gale of Denham Town. But what a strike there by Davia Richards. Almost got her 55th goal of the season. Yes. And what a strike by Excelsior. Almost got their equalizer.
And they always say, coaches always say their players when kicking always stick to a post. And the very fact that shot went wayward from the goalkeeper, it showed that difficulty for her to save, and it just unlucky that it ended up in the back of the net. So definitely Excelsior is turning up the heat to level up things before halftime, and now they have a throw, and let us see what they have to do with this one.
And I tell you, if that ball went a little bit more to the keeper's left, it would have gone into the back of the net, because I'm sure that the keeper was beaten.
Beaten, all ends up. All
ends up. Hits the frame of the goal, and that has been their first half so far. They've not been able to convert. They've hit the frame of the goal. They've gotten so many chances, Excelsior, but they've not been able to put it away. And that could cost them if they don't in the first half and they don't in the second. And if Denham Town maybe score one more in the second, and they could have end things here and maybe give them the trophy and dethrone the defending champions.
Well, they always say in football that a 2-goal lead is always the worst lead to take in football, because after scoring 2 goals, they tend to become complacent, and definitely looking for...
And a shot at goal, just above the target, and it will be a goal kick to Denham Town, as you were saying.
Yeah, man. So you don't want to take you don't want to get complacent in the final. And now we have their lively winger, the number 10.
That's Sue Gregory.
Yes, Gregory.
And Shane Nation just tending to her and see what's going on, and she's signaling to her chest, and that's not good. I'm not sure if there's a fitness problem or there's some contact to the chest, and maybe she is
a lingering injury that we probably might not know of.
Maybe, but she didn't play like she had any injury in the semi-finals, I can tell you that, against Mile Gully. She played exceptionally well, Sue Gregory. got a goal to the good in that match as well. As we see the Excelsior players huddling up to try and find a way to score an equalizer. They have to show some composure that they've been doing all season.
Yeah, when you have a championship team and you have been winning year after year, it becomes so normal. And even in a final and a team scores against you, have the fortitude and the mental frame of mind that you know that we are champions. So we're not going to allow Denham Town to come and take our trophy. They have to work for it. Yes, they're 1-0 up, but they would want to believe in themselves, because I mean you are the best attacking team in probably schoolgirls football history. So I mean, even though only for this season, but they're definitely going to put in some work to get this equalizer and to go on to win this campaign. So
Swin Gregory is actually off of the field as per usual. Yes, normally when you take a certain amount of minutes, you have to be taken off the field. And so momentarily.
Yes, and she had a little grimace on her face, but she seems to be okay.
She is lively indeed. Headed on by Thomas. And Shane Nation just scooting out the way. Ball set across to find Davia Richards. Will be collected by the goalkeeper. It is Powell. Collects routinely. And she has no problem with that ball. She would want those balls all day long.
So easy.
So easy.
Distribution.
Not the best. Goal kick.
Best at all.
And there's a striker. Goal! Oh, that's a brilliant goal! Oh, brilliant! Brilliant goal there by Moesha McLaughlin. And that's the equalizer. What a strike! And we've had two brilliant goals here today. And Excelsior, they've equalized here at the Spanish Town Prison Oval.
And I said, when you're a championship team, you're a championship team. Denham Town went ahead early, and they now Excelsior came back and scored one more goal to level it up. So it's even Stevens before halftime. Excelsior will definitely going to turn on the style now. Poor distribution by the goalkeeper, and she has been so good so far in this finals. I mean, I would tend to want she will probably be one of the ladies of the man of the woman, and that's not the man of the match, but one of the woman contender. But let's see. Very unfortunate. No, it's one apiece.
And the Excelsior Eagles are starting to soar. Will they soar high, or will they be taken down to ground level once more by Denham Town? The Eagles have started to fly again. It's 1-1. Two brilliant goals, but my oh my, what a strike from Moesha McLaughlin. And saw the keeper Powell off her line. That was a poor goal kick there by the goalkeeper. And served on a silver platter by Moesha McLaughlin. As we see Moet Reed loses possession and tries to gain it back, but now it's Nevergale Abel, who is fouled by Moet Reed, and it will be a free kick to Excelsior. But what a strike, what a contest we've had so far here against Excelsior and Denham Town.
The scenario is very much simple. A ball comes out, goalkeeper off his or her line, you hit it one time, goal. Most probably other players would want to control, but not this youngster. One time shot, one goal.
Chested down nicely, but it will be collected by the goal scorer. Now it's with Davia Richards, and he'll be trying to look for at least 55 goals for this season, and someone will be looking for 60. And a shot there, a goal! Oh, brilliant goal! Steven headed in! And it's 2-1! And Excelsior are now soaring. They're soaring higher and higher. At the moment, it's the number 10, Chevelle Henry. She puts Excelsior ahead the first time in this match as we approach 30 minutes.
Yes, as I say, you take your chances, and it will pay dividend. Now, in 2 goals in a possible 2 minutes. What a turnaround for Excelsior High, and they definitely will want to take the ascendancy going to the halftime break. Another mistake, the goalkeeper fired back the original shot in the path of Henry, and she just punched her. A head over her head, and it's 2-1.
And I tell you, it's not necessarily goalkeeper that's actually the problem, because I saw the defenders, Tiffany Gale, the number 11, and the number 4, Hyatt, that slept and allowed Chevelle Henry to come through and collect that ball, that rebound, in order to head it into the back of the net. So I'm not entirely giving her a no.
know. Will it be goal number
57. Oh, that was close.
100%.
And it's still possession. Excelsior. Will this be a strike at goal? Oh, just over the bar. And this is turning out to be a cracker of a contest between Denham Town and Excelsior. But my oh my, as I said before, it is actually Hyatt, I believe, that should have closed down the space of Chevelle Henry, the number 4, and also Tiffany Gale, the number 11, the 2 defenders for Denham Town. And I believe that they allowed Chevelle Henry space to collect the rebound and head it into the back of the net. So I wouldn't 100% give the blame on the goalkeeper. I would say that the defenders have some blame to get. As we see Chevelle Henry set across to Davia Richards. Now an opportunity.
So Excelsior now finding their rhythm and finding momentum. As I say, champions are champions, you know. And when champions are down, they always rise up back. And Excelsior has shown that scoring 2 goals in a possible 3 to 2 minutes shows that the pedigree of this team. And we have a real contest on the field.
False and forward as there's a girl down on the field, and it seems to be Salmon. It is Salmon, and now we see Clark, and she's puking, and she's sick, really sick. Oh my word! And she needs to be rehydrated, and they always tell you to stay focused and stay hydrated, but never try to eat before a match, because a lot of the rumblings will come out. And she seems to be okay, but she needs some water. Once she gets some water, she'll be up and ready to go. And there's 2 players down on the field actually for Denham Town. I'm gonna get the names of those players in a second, but the main focus right now is the player who has scored 57 goals for Excelsior this season, Christina Salmon, doing her brother and her family proud in this season, and will be looking to make them even more proud or prouder and lift the trophy of the schoolgirl football season.
And we also see that Reed.
It's Moet Reed, the number 8 for Denham Town, one of the players down for Denham Town. And I'm trying to get to the other player that's down on the field. And Salmon. And she's collapsed again. And Christina Salmon, she wouldn't want to come off the field in this final, and she would want to continue. And so Tarania Clark playing medical doctor here. Indeed. And they're saying, don't help her, just let her walk. She'll get even more upset.
You in a case like this, you want to look at the body language of the Denham Town High School team, going so early, going 1-0 up so early and conceding 2 goals in 2 minutes basically. They look a bit down, and I definitely this is where the captain would want to get her solid words into, hey, say they just 2 goals and we can come back to draw this contest 2-2 or even go 3-2. So this is where the captain has to inspire a team and get everybody on one level, on one page, so that they can sing one song.
Yes, 30 seconds left in this first half, and I'm guessing about 2 or 3 minutes as we see Christina Salmon. She's ready. She's up on her own. She's okay. And thank God she's all right. We would want full strength from both teams here to have an exciting contest. And what an exciting contest, too.
And if you believe,
nice goals.
And if you believe the first half was hot, stay tuned for the second.
Second indeed will mark some excitement. As we see Harris over to Frankson. Frankson's been challenged by Gregory, sends it back to Roberts. Roberts sends it forward to find Abel. Her ball intercepted by Bailey. And now an opportunity for Denham Town. Goes forward, and that should be a yellow card. And it is a yellow card. So Kristen Roberts, the number 17, has brought down
goal
Natoya
scorer.
Atkinson, the goal scorer of Denham Town's first goal. So she will be carded in this match, and that's the first card on the first caution of the contest. She's still down, Christian Roberts.
So in an attempt to make the tackle, she would have want to draw back Atkinson. Probably she would have pick up and hit in her face. So she seems to be down holding her face from our standpoint of view. But players watching on, when you have a ball coming towards you, never you as a defender let it bounce, especially with the conditions that you're in where the breeze is blowing heavily.
That's right. Never want that to happen, because actually the first goal of this contest, it was actually that, and the same person who ran down that ball, Natoya Atkinson, punished Excelsior for that mistake. So they wouldn't want her to punish them again for that mistake. And this wouldn't be the first person today that has scored multiple goals here at the schoolgirl football final day, as Homewood Technical defeated Mile Gully by 4-2. And Peter Gay Dixon scored a hat-trick today. So she scored 3 goals, and I heard she scored almost 50 for Homewood Technical. So very, very good player, skillful, fast, and agile.
A good contest for run-out, because we know, for probably third run-out, because we have 2 girls here, one on 57, one on 54.
Yes, so I think she's gonna get. I think she's gonna be about third. She's gonna be third place for sure. The question is who will get first in terms of leading goal scorer. I think that someone overall would get it.
Yes.
Because she has been very clinical, 57 goals, and 60 is gonna be absolutely unbelievable.
I will think that's 57 goals scored. You know, that is probably.
I think 50 goals enough in and of itself is good. This is like a goal scoring season.
Because I remember Messi in one calendar year he scored 94.
Yes, actually passed Jared Muller, the German, for the most goals in a calendar year. Yeah. And this will be taken by Suen Gregory, and a free kick taken.
Too much elevation.
Anticlimactic, has too much on it, goes way over the bar, and it will be a goal kick for Excelsior. And I think this will be the last kick of the first half, as we see this come to a close with Excelsior leading the way. And Excelsior at the moment 2-1. Goal scored by McLaughlin, and this ball over to Davia Richards. Richards on the ball now, and a shot towards goal. And another parry by the goalkeeper Powell, but this time she collects. And a save by Shanika Powell, and she's somewhat frustrated with her players as she's looking for maybe a throw, and she does find Thomas. Thomas almost loses it. That's actually the poor decision there by the goalkeeper. Ball sent forward now, intercepted by Richards. Richards has the ball now for Excelsior, sends it across. Now it's with McLaughlin, and there's a player down on the field.
Left back seems to be down.
The left back for Denham Town is down on the field once more.
It's again, we see that Denham Town goalkeeper making the wrong choice and wrong decision to roll out the ball in an attacking, in a dangerous position to the captain, whereas the Excelsior compatriot was in close proximity of her, which could have also ended in another goal. So the Denham goalkeeper would want to do better in her decision making going forward.
Yes, and there's a player that's being stretchered off, and that's not a good sign. And I'm not sure if it's maybe Taisha Bartley, because I'm not seeing the number 6 up for Denham Town. So it might be Taisha Bartley, more than likely it is. So as we see Tarania Clark on the ball now. Now it's over to Frankson.
So momentarily Denham Town is down to 10.
10 girls overall, but 9 outfield players at the moment.
Yes,
there's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But even with 11 players on the field, the Excelsior can still punish you.
Yeah, so I can still punish you. Well-oiled machine.
A well-oiled machine and a well-organized team, as Gilbert has done such a great work with these girls this season.
not only with the high school system, also has been doing a good work with at Wartos Football Club, as he's also the head coach of the senior women's team as well, and also a national coach as well.
Right, and Gilbert just doing wonders in all levels of football, high school, and the Premier League, and as well as the national setup.
He's probably can be doubted as the Jamaican Pep Guardiola in football.
When we say girl football, girl football.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you're a man that has broken the record,
indeed,
Pep Guardiola has broken records, so
many records.
So he's doing one better. And now a 3-girl wall built, and now Tarania Clark with a free kick taken, and that's way over the bar. Wrong technique. Maybe should have tried to curl it to the keeper's right or left. More than likely to the keeper's left, because she's a right-footed player.
Yes, and indeed, with having the elements of the breeze working, favoring you, it would have been a better choice to try to bend it around the wall. So this should be definitely probably the last kick of the first half, which has been a very entertaining one for us all.
Very exciting as we see the ball rolled again to the Denham Town player, and you would think that maybe should have learned her lesson, Shanika Powell, but she hasn't. She's still rolling the ball to the Denham Town teammate.
Yes, and this time it was collected by Moisha McLaughlin.
Yes, and you're almost lucky, because if Kayla Bailey from Denham Town had lost that ball,
yes,
and Moisha McLaughlin got it once more, as we see Davia Richards on the ball, and she loses it to Denham Town, but she collects it back once more. And Collins on the ball, sends it forward, will be collected there by Chevelle.
The goal scorer Henry.
Goal scorer Chevelle Henry.
And the Excelsior gets another corner.
And another set piece for them to maybe salvage this time. And one of them hit the frame of the goal.
Yes.
The last one actually was headed by the goal scorer.
That's
Ball
square
swung
now.
inside the 18-yard box. And now an opportunity by Abel, and blocked. Still, they have an opportunity. McLaughlin sends it forward to Clark. Clark, defensive work there by Denham Town. And now Thomas comes into play. Carisha Thomas sent it forward and poked free to find Nesbeth. And she's taken out.
She's taken out by Clark.
So it's actually, I've been told it's actually 45 minutes per half. So it was 35 in the semi-finals, and it's 45 here in the finals. So
I think
about almost just under 2 minutes left, or almost a minute left here in the first half. And Excelsior, they still soar. Excelsior Eagles lead by 2-1.
Yes, and I think the organizer would have wanted to be 45, because they would have predicted that the football would have been a bit sweeter in the finals.
Bit sweeter indeed. And they have not disappointed Denham Town or Excelsior. Defensive work there by Tarania Clark, not dealt with entirely. Headed on by Atkinson. And Sue and Gregory couldn't latch on to that one. Nowadays with Roberts, who actually has the only caution so far. And a counter-attack now. Now it's Davia Richards trying to send that ball to find Chevelle Henry, but she couldn't. And now it's with Collins. Collins on the ball now, tries to chip it over to Tiffany Gale. Now it's with, or it was originally with Henry. And now Davia Richards gets it back for Excelsior. He's being challenged by Gregory. Oh, that was a clattering challenge there by Sue and Gregory. And that was a swinging foot there by Sue and Gregory. And based on the type of referee Shane Nation is, I'm surprised that she didn't get a yellow card. Very, very lenient.
He's probably a bit more lenient on the ladies than the men.
That is very much so. As we see a free kick.
Will be taken by the captain.
Yes, Tarania Clark. And she was actually the person who had the initial shot in the second goal that was parried by the goalkeeper Powell. as we see her take another free kick. Oh, that was not far off. And that is the end of the first half. So they trailed and they soared and scored 2 quick goals in about 3 minutes.
Yes.
So at the end of the first half, myself and Daniel Bent are in for a treat in the second. So at the end of the first half, it's Excelsior 2 and Denham Town 1. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, first half highlights.
And we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears. And we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
We're back here at the Spanish Town Prison Oval. The second half of the ISSA Locker Room Sports School Girl Football Final between Denham Town and Excelsior. Now an opportunity. And it is Chevelle Henry, the goal scorer of the second goal, backheel pass. And someone tried another backheel pass, but in the end, it was too much. And now it is Christina Salmon. Beautiful skill there. Swung inside the 18-yard box. Chevelle Henry has the opportunity. And the referee says it's a foul. And it's a free kick to Denham Town. So quite scary scenes there for the team in blue and yellow.
And also we have a substitution with Kristen Roberts being out and Jamila Ricketts coming in for her as well at the halftime break.
So, so it's Roberts.
Roberts out.
Yes, it's Roberts out.
And
So it's actually Tavia Collins that has moved to the centre back role. And like I said, and I saw that Homewood didn't do it. The number 15, Krista Frankson is not exactly the fastest of wing-back players, as you see. And they just don't use that as their advantage, Denham Town. They did it once and it worked, and they don't realize that they can continue to do it. As we see Jamila Ricketts on the ball now, the substitute. And a defensive clearance there by Tiana Beswich. And Foster Moy to Reed on the ball now. Chips that ball forward. Headed on by Abel. But it's collected by Denham Town. Carisha Thomas, the skipper. Sends it forward, but intercepted by Frankson. And now they can attack. Boisha McLaughlin sends it over. Collected brilliantly there by Sibbles.
Excellent
Over
touch
to Sue and Gregory. But nice shield there by Davia Richards, who, as I said, would want to end with double fives here at the end of the season. 54 goals for her, 57 for Christina Salmon.
When you look at the technical ability of these young ladies, you can't help but wonder that their coach has really spent a lot of time with their technical ability. Their first touch is almost crisp like fries, and you want to look at the future of these young ladies, and it comes to mind Khadija Bonishaw, who just recently signed a lucrative Nike contract. Did even
a commercial as well.
Yes. So a lot of movements and progression is being made in this female football. And just to remind our viewers that the Women's World Cup comes up in June.
Yes, and we have a very, very interesting group that we're in.
Yes, we play
we play
Kings.
Brazil. I think the first game is Brazil, and we have
Italy.
the FIFA Women Player of the Year playing on that team. That's Martra. Martra plays for Orlando's women's team.
Yes.
Very, very eccentric player, Martra.
When you talk about depth of touch, when you talk about trickery, she's probably the female version of Ronaldinho.
She's heart and soul of Brazil, I can tell you that much. And then we have Australia and Italy in our group as well.
Yes,
and to be honest, I think that we can go into the round of 16, in my opinion, as we see Denham Town on the ball now. And Atkinson sends it across to find Bailey. Not the best pass, and it will be intercepted by Shania Harris. And Nevigale Abel set forward, will be collected by Thomas. Carisha Thomas over to Moy Reed. Reed on the ball now. Ball intercepted, and a defensive clearance there by Tavia Collins. Denham Town has possession. McLaughlin tries to get it back and does. Excelsior in possession now. And that ball set forward, and she is fouled by the Denham Town skipper, Carisha Thomas.
Taking her out of the ball.
Yes. And Excelsior in possession. Davia Richards, beautiful skill to get past Hyatt. Sent inside. And not the best.
Ricketts.
Strike there by Jamila Ricketts and McLaughlin. Wayward shot and it way wide. And it will be a goal kick to Denham Town. And I saw the dummy by Chevelle Henry and left it for Jamila Ricketts, but she didn't deliver in the end. And a wayward shot by McLaughlin sends that ball wide.
And then I think the force for Ricketts missing that kick is because she probably went for power instead of placement. And when you're in the box, in the 18-yard box, you want to always go for placement instead of power. Here comes another through by Excelsior. And we have a counter attack on by Denham Town right now. It's blocked.
Ball sent forward. No, that's not a bad ball in the end. And a good defensive work by the opposing number 5, Tavia Collins. And it goes into touch and it will be a throw to Denham Town. That's not a bad ball that was given to Sibbles. Kaisha Sibbles couldn't make use of that one. As we see Sue and Gregory sends it forward to Hyatt. Graham Hyatt, ball intercepted by Davia Richards. Shipped ball over to find Davia Richards once more. Almost loses it, but in turn gets it back to Moisha, and that ball goes into touch. And it will be a throw to Excelsior. Just a little comparison, not necessarily saying that they are like Sterling
or Sergio Aguero
and Sergio Aguero, but we're saying that if you want to say that they're a Man City where you give them space and they will attack, you mentioned Man City players. And there it is to Rania Clark. It was an appeal from the crowd for a handed ball headed down by Sibbles. And Kaisha Sibbles' ball goes into touch and it will be a throw to Excelsior. So the Eagles are still soaring. And again, the effervescent and charismatic Denham Town skipper, Kersha Thomas, instructing her players to just settle themselves in the game and they'll be all right. And they did settle themselves for the first goal and they scored.
Yes,
so they'll be looking to continue to settle. As we see Moet Reed and Sue and Gregory having a little discussion on the field. They don't want to get frustrated. And a throw off the balance of the team. Richards and McLaughlin finds Henry, and beautiful defensive work there by the lady Kersha Thomas. The skipper says that wanted to touch for a throw to Excelsior.
Yes, the positioning of Kersha Thomas has really helped the team because she's feeling all in midfield and she seems to get closer to all the attacking midfielders and close on the small fragment of spaces in the matches, especially in the defensive third of this Denham Town setup. So she's definitely doing her job, and she's very much unsung with her teammates. Has the ball now, switches now to Excelsior.
And that's not a bad ball outside of the boot, and now an opportunity. Oh my word! What a strike! That's a beautiful goal. What a beauty! And someone puts her name on the score sheet. 58 goals for the season for Christina Salmon. And that is 3-1 in favor of Excelsior. And in Excelsior, they are flying here at the Spanish Town Prison Oval. The defending champions are roaring and soaring.
As I said before, you know, when you're in the final third, especially in the 18-yard box, you need not to go for power, but instead of placement. And Salman showed a picture-perfect example of what? Bang, up and high in the far corner, using the side of her foot.
Bang indeed. Top bins, as they would say.
Yeah, one.
That was a very good goal by Christina Salmon. 58 goals for the season, and she'll be looking to make it 60.
Yes, that's too shy of that 60 mark, and I think based on how Excelsior have come into their rhythm for the second half and how they have started, I think it's very much on the table for them to get 2 more goals and to go 5-1. up in this contest.
2 goals by Krista Salmon would mean that they did one better last year. They won by 4 goals to 0.
Yes. And so 3-1, and they did not concede last year.
They
but
didn't
they
concede last year, but
yes.
they conceded this year, and they were actually, they didn't score first. It was actually Denham Town that got on the score sheet through Natoya Atkinson. And the lapse in concentration is what caused it. And Denham Town would want another lapse in concentration for them to put one into the back of the net. As we see Moita Reid on the ball now, sent across to find Kaisha Sibbles, and she would try to chase. Instead, it is Nesbeth who's on the ball, but taken off by Davia Richards. Abel to McLaughlin. Sent forward now to try and find Chevelle Henry. Nicely chested down. Brilliantly done. And she's on the ball. There's somebody running beside her. She tends to run back, but the skipper now for Denham Town, that's Kersha Thomas. She fouls Chevelle Henry, and it will be a free kick for Excelsior.
The defect of being an holding midfielder is that at times you can look pretty and spunky, but on other times you have to do the dirty work. Sometimes you have to make a foul that probably will break the momentum of a team. So definitely have to keep these things in mind when playing in a position of a defensive midfield role in football. And the Excelsior team now has a free kick will be taken by the inspirational captain Clark in a very dangerous position, just right side of the field.
And this actually is probably in favor of Terania Clark. She can swing this one inside instead of outside swinging in. It's inside swinging out. And the referee stopped the free kick.
That one was a bit overhit.
And so it is a free kick taken by Terania Clark. Not the best goalkeeping, and still collected by Shanika Powell. She has to be careful that Excelsior doesn't punish her. An attempted interception, and now it's with Nesbeth, who loses it to Richards. Davia Richards sends it across to find McLaughlin. Now it's with Salmon. And a shot. Oh, that's the other goal! 59
and counting
goals of the season. Should be looking for that magical 6-0, and it is the magical 4. So Excelsior, they have equaled their tally from last year's final, and it's 4-1 in favor of the defending champions.
And if you were to look at stats, that's 234 goals this season, scoring four in the finals, 12 in the semi-finals, the game before that 10, the game before that 10. So I know that the numbers really look promising. If you're a lotto man, you can definitely go to the lotto and bet on these numbers.
Wow, 234 goals for the season, 1 conceded, and they'll be looking to maybe win by a similar margin this year than last year, because 5-1 would mean they would win by 4 goals, and they did win by 4 goals to 0 last year. So they'll be looking to do one better. They did not concede last year, they do this year. So there's been talk about the fear of Excelsior, and the Denham Town showed that even though they're conceding, they showed no fear.
Yes, and still
that ball sent a beautiful ball to Kaisha Sibbles, but she can't run that one down. And I think that it's too much for her. And Suen Gregory is not happy. And she could have at least attempted to go for that one. She stopped and went again. And I think that's what was the problem. She lost the momentum, tried to regain it, and she didn't. But my, oh my, 54 goals for Davia Richards, 59 now for Salmon. And she'll be looking to get 60 for the season. And She'll be looking for maybe one more. Maybe they'll do something that Messi did when he took his penalty for Luis Suarez to get another one.
Indeed.
And there's some kids actually at the end of the goal, actually laying on the goal. But a ball sent forward now to try and find Chevelle Henry. There's Richards there to help her. She's being hounded by Moet Reed. And what's the referee's decision? Seems to be a throw.
Ernest seems to be like she was ushered off the field a while ago.
Maybe she wanted to leave, I don't know.
It's probably a bit too easy for her. So I said, Coach, I want to leave. Play me off.
Well, she'll be happy. She's gotten herself on the score sheet in the final, Chevelle Henry. And we see Tarania Clark now, the captain, swings that one inside the 18-yard box. A McLaughlin try and a Jamila strike way over. And it will be a goal kick for Denham Town. Danger averted for this Kingston-based team.
Yes, and Ricky said a while ago, in the technical aspects of it, she would have wanted to try to hit the ball on the downside to get it on target. And a while ago, she's hit the contact that was made on the top side of her football boots, which send the ball over the bar. So technically, she wants to get it better the next time around.
Should want to. And what a strike that would be.
Yes.
She had gotten that sweetly.
Substitute as well.
And there's a substitution. So 62 minutes as here at the Spanish Town Prison Oval. And there's a player down, and it's Nesbeth that has not gotten up yet. She's up now. And she'll be looking to maybe make something of her time on the field, because she's actually a substitute. She came on, and Taisha Bartley is one that came off. She was the one that was stretched off for Denham Town, and I hope she makes a speedy recovery. You wouldn't want anything bad to happen to any of the players at any level at all, whether it's high school or whether it's the senior level or the national setup.
Definitely.
Chipped ball, and that was a handed ball there, clear-handed ball by Moesha McLaughlin. I'm surprised that Shane Nation also didn't give her a yellow card. That was a blatant handed ball.
If you look at this, Moesha McLaughlin has been the person who has been going to fetch the ball from the center. I would think is an unsung hero in this final so far. Although Aris and company has been doing the other work, she has been the one who was come out, drop back to start the play going for this Excelsior High team in this final.
Moesha McLaughlin, I can say, has been an unsung hero, as you said, for Excelsior.
Yes,
almost like a, based on how she plays, almost like a Luka Modric type of player.
Yes, very silent, but does the work.
Silent but deadly.
Yes, indeed.
And I would have to tip my hat, or if I did have one, tip my hat to Salmon, because in the first half she was sick, and
like
she was puking, and the fact that she came back, stood up, she was helped for a couple minutes, and then she's back and has scored 2 in this game.
Yes, man.
It's an exceptional feat by someone.
Yes, the art of a champion, never say die, and that's the character of this entire Excelsior High team.
And that ball was actually collected by someone, but she loses it. And now Tarania Clark sends that ball across to Davia Richards. Richards on the ball now. Will she get one in this final? We don't know, but she's being challenged by Bailey, and it's still Richards. And the referee says it's a corner for Excelsior. The defending champions are confident, and they're playing absolutely brilliantly, but it's normal for them.
Yeah, definitely.
234 goals this season and only one conceded, and the only one conceded is the one here in the finals of the schoolgirl football competition. Ball flicked over to Jamila Ricketts, and now collected once more. Here's Moesha McLaughlin for Excelsior.
Yes.
Oh, that was a swinging foot there by Sue Gregory, and the frustration again. And Shane Nation prevented Moesha McLaughlin from taking that one quickly.
Indeed.
And now calling Sue Gregory back to speak to her, and also Tarania Clark is the one that's going to be taking this free kick, as you were saying.
And can I say that it was good refereeing by Shane Nation, because Shania Harris would have picked up would have gotten an attacker earlier, but he had played the advantage for McLaughlin to receive the ball. That's good refereeing on his part.
Good refereeing indeed. And Denham Town can turn this around, people. It's not impossible.
Nothing is impossible in life.
They have just over 34 minutes to get this win.
Indeed.
And I tell you, a lapse in judgment could mean 3 goals to the good for Denham Town and extra time. And that ball sent forward. Oh, that's a brilliant ball to Bailey. And Bailey on the ball. She's being challenged by Abel. And Abel collects the ball for Excelsior.
Wonderful turn, good touch.
Beautiful turn by Collins. Sends it forward to Davia Richards. She's being challenged. And look at the containment there by the captain. Brilliant work defensively by Kershaw Thomas.
Indeed, good positioning again, showed by their inspirational captain in the right place at the right time.
Very much so. And do we see some bright futures here for these girls? Because we have a crop of girls that are going to the World Cup in France. Yes. Ironically and coincidentally, that was our first and only male World Cup qualification, and that was actually 21 years ago in 1998. And now we're back in France, and this is our first qualification for the Females World Cup. We have the likes of Germany, we have the likes of Brazil, Japan, Korea.
Indeed.
So many great nations.
And not to mention the CONCACAF giants, USA, Mexico.
Right. USA was won so many World Cups, and Japan as well.
Indeed.
And they actually featured an Olympic Lyon striker who is from Japan, as we see Davia Richards on the ball now. Skips by one. Oh, straight into the side netting. And Shanika Powell was left for dead, I believe.
Indeed, but if that shot was on target, you should have it covered, because should have come closer to her near post to cover the angle. But what I think the Richards should have done, in that angle, should have gone far post across the body to get the shot on target, or even rolls across for a teammate to tap it in for another goal.
Could have done that, but she wanted her 55th goal of the season.
Yes, going for glory. And that's what Christina Salmon did as well. And 2 brilliant goals from Christina Salmon. Indeed.
She is now on 59 goals for the season. It'd be so tragic if she
one more to reach 60.
Get the 60th. And a turn attempted there by Salmon.
Still pushing.
But she ran into the wall. And a fight between Salmon and Moet Reed. And a Shane Nation didn't see it initially, and it was quelled almost immediately. And a defensive clearance there by Beswich. It goes into touch, and it will be a throw. So Excelsior, now we see a Shane Nation, Moet Reed, and now Christina Salmon being brought together by a Shane Nation. And Salmon was getting ready to fight. And now we see the captain of Denham Town trying to be the mediator. Throw taken. Now it's with Davia Richards. She was being hounded by Nesbeth. And Beswich collects. No, it's Nesbeth. And beautiful sliding challenge there by Davia Richards. And a look of frustration there by Nesbeth. So the Denham Town players has to be careful. If they don't want to get a caution, there's only one caution actually in this game, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that being the type of person a Shea Nation is. That ball goes into touch, and it will be a throw to Excelsior.
Collins will take.
McLaughlin on the ball, no. Sliding challenge, and that will be the second caution. The first for Denham Town, and Cordelia Nesbeth gets a yellow card. And so Shea Nation looking at her and just telling her to calm down, or she will get another one and be sent off. You don't want that. You don't want to be reduced to an offensive juggernaut like Excelsior. You don't want to be reduced to 10 women or 10 girls on the field, yes. 9 outfield players, because they can punish you even with 11.
Even.
And of course, the designated free kick taker, the captain, Tarania Clark. Over to find Nevergale Abel. Now it's with Moisha McLaughlin. McLaughlin over to find Harris. Harris back to Abel. Abel chips it across to try and find Frankson. Frankson is probably in trouble. Moet Reed is hounding her, but she turns. Doesn't do well, but brilliant defensive clearance there by Tarania Clark. Davia Richards on the ball now. Sends it forward to find Shania Clark. Shania Harris on the ball. She's being hounded by Cordelia Nesbeth. And it goes in behind for a corner to Excelsior. Another set piece for them to maybe take advantage of here against Denham Town.
Yes, when you look at the body frame of these young ladies at Excelsior versus Denham Town, it definitely shows that size matters. And when you have a team with this magnitude of players, you can't help but wonder of the talent and the tactical awareness of these young ladies. It's almost impressive for us here at the Prison Harbor watching this epic final unfold.
Having it unfold indeed. And so Excelsior will also be looking to just retain their crown, and so far they're doing not a bad job. Sybils, well, Atkinson was being hounded. A Shea Nation calls no foul. Now it's with Kershaw Thomas. Turns. Instead wants to find the best pass possible. Sends it across and finds Sue Gregory. On the ball now. A very charismatic player, Sue Gregory, is being hounded by Shania Harris. And that ball goes into touch, and it will be a throw for Denham Town. And so Excelsior has possession once more. Tarania Clark on the ball now, has been such a good defender and captain for Excelsior, and the Eagles will be forever grateful for that, for a very cool, calm and collected defender in Tarania Clark. And the semi-final, she never showed any signs of nerves. She never showed any signs of complacency. And a shot there by McLaughlin wanted to match the first goal for Excelsior. She scored it. Wanted to match it with a brilliant second, but she couldn't do that. And it was deflected straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Powell.
Yes, a while ago, what she could have done better is that she tried to hit it with the instep instead of trying to drag it right across the goal, because she had overstretched a while ago. Hence, that it was a tame shot and was easy for the goalkeeper Powell to save.
Very much so. Still, with almost 15 minutes to go just over 15 minutes to go. Should be looking to maybe score another. And certainly one who wants to score another today is someone. Not only would she score her 60th, but she'd have a hat trick, the second player to do so today.
I would get, and also with award, she would probably be awarded the MVP of the final and also the match ball as they would have it in the EPL.
And so Nesbitt, frustrated that she didn't get the ball. Now it's Swin Gregory of Denham Town. There was a player down on the field. That's actually Moet Reed. And now Kayla Bailey. And that ball chipped forward to find Nesbitt, but it's offside, and she's even still missed.
Yeah.
But it's an offside call. She wanted the ball, she got it, but she was in an offside position. And it's a free kick for Excelsior.
Well done by the Excelsior defense, keeping the line. That tactical awareness by this team was well done.
And Shane Nation, the very authoritative figure.
Indeed.
Shane Nation just telling Tarania Clark that's not where the free kick should be. The free kick should be taken.
Indeed.
And Excelsior has possession. Moesha McLaughlin sends it forward to Chevelle Henry. Ball set across. That's a brilliant ball to Davia Richards. Will Richards get her 55th? She sends it across instead to try and find Chevelle Henry. Henry gets the ball now. She's being challenged by Bartley. It's still Henry against Bartley. Bartley stops. It's actually Beswick that challenged her. And Ricketts now on the ball. Thomas. It's like running into a wall.
Indeed.
And that ball laid back by Sibbles to try and find Hyatt. Goes into touch. Last touch by an Excelsior player. And there will be a throw to Denham Town, taken quickly by Hyatt to Swin Gregory. Gregory was challenged by McLaughlin. Now it's with Ricketts. Ball sent forward now to try and find Chevelle Henry. Henry on the ball now for Excelsior. Sent back to find Salmon, who sends it across and intercepted by Moet Reed. And they can start all over again, Excelsior. That was a poor pass by Frankson. And a defensive clearance by Abel. Now it's with Kershaw Thomas. Thomas twists, turns. The skipper finds Hyatt. Graham Hyatt on the ball now for Denham Town. Sends it forward and finds her teammate. That's not a bad ball to find Swin Gregory. And that ball set across. Oh, I saw the idea. Tried to actually send it over the keeper. Had it gone over, it maybe would have gone to the keeper's far right and to the keeper's far post, and maybe into the back of the net.
Yes, man. An excellent attempt to lob the keeper. Goalkeeper was off her line, so the decision to try to go over the top. Excellent decision, but probably in another sense, she probably could have gone the far post, tried to hit it across her body, and bang, it would have been another goal for Denham Town. But the games continue, and ball is given away by Denham Town. It's back with Denham Town. The captain now has it.
Thomas has it and sends it to Moet Reed. Reed still on the ball. Taken off the ball by Henry. Sent across to find the goal poacher, Christina Salmon. Christina gets by one and tries to get by the other, and a push there by Kershaw Thomas. And both players are down on the field. Kershaw Thomas is up.
Salmon is still down.
Take it quickly. It's actually Davia Richards. She would try a strike from here, sends it, and tries to find Shania Henry. And there's a player still down on the field, and it's actually Salmon. So Salmon has not moved since. And now the medical team and the staff for Excelsior summoned for Salmon. So Salmon, who was a little bit quiet in the first half, but my oh my, has she shown that she can fly and fly high as an Excelsior Eagle player and score twice here in the second.
Yes, that's the ability of great players. You know, you can be quiet in the first half, and you can just pop up and take the ascendancy in the second half. This is what Salmon has done, and she has done it in a very timely fashion. Scoring two wonderful goals. She should definitely be happy with herself. Her tally now moves to 59, just one short of that perfect mark of 60.
one goal shy, as Shane Nation will do a drop ball as well. And it's gonna be dropped to Tarania Clark, the captain for Excelsior. And she would send it over. Now it's with Nevergale Abel. Sends it across to Collins. Collins collects. Collins brings forward, sends it across to McLaughlin. And McLaughlin, still McLaughlin. Still McLaughlin, sends it across to Harris. Harris over to Richards. Richards sends that one inside. And not the best cross in the end. Now it's with Sibbles, who sends it up to Graham Hyatt. Hyatt too much on it. And now collected by Salmon, who's on the field now for them. Atkinson. Ball intercepted by Tarania Clark. Now it's with Denham Town. Atkinson back to Thomas. And she stops. So composed on the ball is Kershaw Thomas. And back to Tiffany Gale, who sends that ball forward. That's not a bad ball. And just able to keep it under control, Sibbles. Now it's with Graham Hyatt. Hyatt sends it across, finds Thomas. Thomas on the ball now, stops. And to the back of Moet Reed means that Excelsior gains possession, but they lose it once more. Thomas on the ball now, turns and tries to chip that ball forward to try and find Latoya Atkinson. Moet Reed on the ball. She's being challenged by Moesha McLaughlin. And she tried to find Kaisha Sibbles, but straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper Schroeter. But it's with Graham Hyatt. Intercepted by Abel. McLaughlin sends it over to find Christina Salmon. Will she score a 60th goal today? We don't know. She gets by Tiffany Gale. It's still Christina Salmon, but too much on it. And defensive clearance there by Tiana Beswich. So it will be a throw to Excelsior.
If you look at the size of Excelsior's goalkeeper Schroeter, she has not really gotten any work other than the one would have scored on her in the first half. She seems to be a powerhouse, almost like a David De Gea type of body frame, you know. It looks good for football, especially female football and so forth. So the future is bright. The future is bright, Chris, and now we turn our attention, whereas Excelsior got not through.
And Denham Town regains possession. But Excelsior regain possession. The champions are on the ball now through Moesha McLaughlin. Collins back to McLaughlin. This is some beautiful passing from Excelsior. Sent across to find Davia Richards. Like I said, beautiful passing. McLaughlin lays it off for Harris. Oh, just wide of the target. And it will be a goal kick for Denham Town. That was smooth. A passing, smooth transition from midfield to the forward, the attacking third for Excelsior. And they could have had another goal, and they could have added the fifth of their tally.
If Iris just leaned back a little bit too much, and she tried to splice the ball to the far corner of the goalkeeper Powell, but it just didn't pay dividend at this point in time. But here Excelsior attack again.
And Davia Richards couldn't keep that one in play, so it will be a throw. Would you say Moesha McLaughlin's goal is more of a Carly Lloyd type strike?
Yeah.
I mean, Carly Lloyd did score a screamer against Japan in the finals of the World Cup. I'm not sure if it's Carly Lloyd or Alex Morgan.
When you talk about precision, power, and technique, that's what you look at.
Carly Lloyd, who a few months ago on home soil scored her 100th career goal.
And indeed,
ball swung inside, met the chest of Jamila Ricketts. Now it's with Henry. Chevelle Henry on the ball. She's been hounded by about two players. No one currently at the moment, Cordelia Nesbeth. It's still Chevelle Henry, sends it back for Tavia Collins. Backheel pass straight into the path of Hyatt. Ball sent forward. And to Rania Clark, look how composed she is running towards the ball. And she knows that Suen Gregory couldn't get to that one.
Excellent control by Collins. Technically
Sent across.
sound.
Finds McLaughlin, who loses it to Sibbles, gets it back. And further across now to Krista Frankson. Frankson sends it forward. Couldn't find Salmon, Christina Salmon. And now it's with Tarania Clark as we approach 85.5 minutes. So it's 4.5 minutes left of this contest between the defending champions and the beaten finalists from last year.
And we also saw our second substitution with Akida Johnson coming in for Shania Harris, as well as being the second substitute on for Excelsior in this contest.
Yes. So Johnson would want to add some life back into this team and maybe score a 5th goal. As we saw Johnson a while ago on the ball, Henry over to Richards. Richards on the ball. She will be hounded by Beswich. She's challenged by Hesrich. Platts 1, Platts 2. Steps over 1, steps over 2. Sends that one inside the 18-yard box. And parried by the goalkeeper. But collected again by Powell. And this is a keeper that loves to parry.
Indeed.
Should probably be left to pay. And that is the end of the contest. A double by Salmon means that the defending champions soar high once again, and they've defended their titles successfully. So at the end of this contest, it is Excelsior who reign supreme, and they soar high as they are the 2019 ISSA Locker Room Sports Schoolgirl Football Champions, and they defeat the finalists from last year by 4 goals to 0. We'll cut to commercial, and when we come back, post-game interviews.
I'm Pat Garrell, Patricia Garrell, General Manager of the Premier League Clubs Association.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
Let's move that tripod there for me. Yeah. Yeah. Let's move it a little bit.
All right, post-game interviews here of the finals, and we're here with the losing captain, Kershaw. Thomas, how are you doing?
I'm feeling very excited because we play our best. I'll give it out. We just need to improve on some things in training and come out again.
All right, what did you think went wrong for your team today against the defending champions? We know they're an offensive juggernaut, and you guys started the ball rolling by scoring the first goal, and I know you guys were very excited because you finally had them, and this was the first goal they've conceded. What do you think faltered as the game progressed?
What faltered is that the keeper didn't get back enough to cover the goal, and the defenders get straight, and the keeper just lose her mind. Because I don't know.
All right, and where do you guys go from here in terms of preparation? Because even though the season has just ended, you do want to prepare for next season. So what do you guys do in terms of what is going to be the talk from you? I know you're the captain. So what would be the talk from you to the players based on the journey you guys had this season?
I want to say that they keep on pushing and motivate themselves. It doesn't stop here, you understand? Keep pushing themselves and know that they can do it. And win, lose, or draw, we're still a champion.
All right, congratulations on a good season. All right, so that's the captain, Kershaw Thomas from Denham Town. And we're just going to get some more interviews. And as we said, it's been a very good season this season. 234 goals scored and only one conceded. You have to give it up to the offensive juggernauts of Excelsior, and the Eagles flew high. 234 feet, to be honest. Well, practically 233 because they dropped 1 foot. But they still soared high nonetheless. They defended their title successfully. And we're going to try and get Mr. Gilbert and maybe someone who missed the goal or 60 goals by 1. She scored 57 this season and came into the finals and scored a brace. So she scored twice and got 59. What a talent she is. She came on the field about midway the first half. She was feeling upset. Her stomach was upset, and everybody thought that she would have been substituted, but up steps Christina Salmon as we get her here. And what a talent she is. And this is now Christina Salmon, the famous number 8 for Excelsior. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right, 59 goals. I know you were pushing to get 60. How did you feel you played here in this finals?
I didn't play a very good match because I didn't do most that my coach said. But I play a fair match to score 2 goals and put my team fully into the win.
All right, I got to ask you, has your brother been any influence? I know he plays in the Casafa Super League for Constant Spring Football Club. Has Carlton been any influence on you? Has he given you any talks before these finals here today against Denham Town?
Yes, sir. He has been a big motivation because knowing I play football as his sister always pushed me to do my best.
And how do you feel you played for this entire season? We're not just going to talk about the finals. How do you think you played the entire season, scoring 59 goals for the Eagles?
I played a very good season because last year I finished the season with 11 goals, and this year I finished with 59, so it's a really good season for me.
Would you have wanted the 60?
Yes, sir. I was aiming for the 60.
All right, 2 brilliant goals scored by Christina Salmon. Congratulations on the win.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that is the offensive juggernaut of Excelsior's team, who ended on the season with 59 goals. And I tell you guys, that's almost 30% of Excelsior's goal-scoring rampage this season, who scored 230 goals or 234 goals this season. So we're going to go to the presentation. And when we come back, we're just going to cut to commercials and then go to the presentations and then cut to commercials again. And then when we come back, more post-game interviews with both captains, both coaches, to see what their mindset is like at the end of a very good season.
we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
Very good game today.
I didn't go all the way to the You ready? Yeah? Not really. You want to do some post interviews, or you do? Alright. Yeah, move. Alright.
All right, post-game interviews with the Denham Town head coach. Let me get this right. Kimathi Nkrumah Abiku Makonnen. All right, how are you, sir?
And I great, and I give thanks.
All right, your team came to the finals, scored the first and only goal of the season against Excelsior. How did you believe your girls played?
Like I told you the other day while I was in Clarendon, that we overachieve and everything else is just extra. It's not mediocre talking, but it's just based upon the challenges we face every day. Even today, you see there was a challenge. At a certain time of the game, we should get a certain call. It just didn't go that way, and we still keep playing and we never stop. And we scored the first and only goal against the defending champion, which have a very good team, man. They have a very good team, and we give them a challenge. And the first 2 goals that scored on us is a bit of self-inflicted wound, if you observe it. And I mean, sometimes psychologically, if you're not ready for those moments, they would break it down. Even professionals who get paid to play, much as these youths from the environment who face challenges every day, rough ones, and they come out here and they give a good account of themselves, and they never stop playing. They keep playing, and they dig deep, and they fight hard, and the game plan was working. Because you see, for the first 20 minutes or so, we kind of have Excelsior ding-danging, and then we get the goal, and things happen. You know what? I mean, we give a good account of ourselves. Last year we got 4, this year we get 4-1. It's one goal improvement. It may seem sad, but it's really a great improvement. We don't even have a grid to train on. We use Boys Town Field. We walk through the environment. We go to the Zoo Show area, and we come in and we train. We have to leave by a certain time because the area is a hot spot. And we play, and we train on 20 by 20, sometimes a 30 by 50 grid. We don't train on 120 by 70, 120 by 90. No, and we come here and we give a good account of ourselves on the field. As you can see, we're limited on the bench. We got 2 players who actually couldn't really play, and one of them stuck it out, and the other one just have to give in. So you have to give credit also to the opponent. If they wasn't good, then we wouldn't break. So they're actually good, and we do our job, and we do a great job.
What do you believe could have been done to give your team a better chance in this contest?
Like I'm saying, if we just do the tactical things that we ask and just do it in the right and proper way, then we'll get a better result. Like I'm saying, we score the first goal, and then the other 2 goals is self-inflicted. You know, the keeper kick a ball where the back line didn't cover and she doesn't kick the ball well, so the ball go to the Excelsior player and she just pass the ball on the goal. The other one, we play a ball shot, which you shouldn't play shot, they win the ball and they play it back and they score on us. So, I mean, what else can you do after that when you see that you're up 1 and now you're down 2-1 against an extremely well team, a very good team, technically, tactically sound, playing good. And you have them against the roof and they get out the roof and they knock you down 2 times. And you're still digging and they knock you again in the second half. So, I mean, what else can I do? I mean, you try everything and it worked, but it just didn't work as exactly we wanted it to work. And the opponent do a good job. So even when you're doing, they're planning. And when you're planning, they're doing. And they plan and we do. And then we plan and then they do twice. And we plan and they do again. And then they do again. And that's it. They do 4 times, we do 1 time.
All right, good luck in your future endeavors. What's next for you?
Well, I go to Africa at the end of the month. So I just go to Kenya, go do some coaching in Tanzania. And see my people in Africa. I don't have a job now. Marcus Garvey give you a job for do. And Emperor Haile Selassie are the first. Nigo Safari Makanin. So I just look out for the black youth them. Anywhere we go with us, coach. I don't know if I may be here next year, I don't know. We say we want to really coach student athletes. I get a platform to say it and don't edit me. I really come to this school, me and Omar Edwards, to coach student athletes. And sometimes we find ourselves coaching athletes and no students. And we can't do that. Marcus Garvey said, to build the community, you have to build the people. And when you build the community, then you have the people. And if you don't build the people, then we're not going to have no community. And I can't get caught up in the athletic ability of these African youths and don't help prepare them academically. Then it will be a genocide against my race. And I won't allow it, and I won't be a part of it. I won't initiate genocide on my race academically. So I will return to Denham Town if the right things in place. Because that community, I grew up there. I went to school at Denham Town, secondary school, because I didn't pass any common entrance. And I proudly leave that school, and I proudly return, and I proudly get results. We get national players. We get ISSA School Girl Player of the Year 2 times. We get leading goal scorer of the year 1 time. We get junior. I mean, we get everything except from winning the cup. But the greatest win me and Omar Edwards get, and the principal at the school, Sister Williams, allow us to do, is to win the players and their mindset. And we win a few scholarships. What more can you ask of us, apart from winning a cup? But me a Rasta, Calabash Show.
All right, good luck in your future endeavors, Mr. McConnell. All right, so we have the man on the other side of guys, it's sportsmanship between the two. Talk to us. You guys scored 234 goals in the entire season. 236. And you've only conceded 1 goal. Talk to us about the journey that these girls have gone through in order to successfully defend their title schoolgirl football season.
I mean, it's an up and down in terms of the journey. There have been so many different issues and circumstances, and they overcome it. And trust me, it's unbelievable in terms of their achievement throughout the season. They have managed to set every single record as it relates to the schoolgirl football. I mean, most goals in a game, most goals for a season, leading goal scorer, and I mean we have two scorers who break the previous record of the leading goal scorer, and it's unbelievable. And I mean, it would have been nice to just tap it off without conceding any goal, you know, to really be the invincibles. However, I mean, just conceding 1, and I really don't want to beat them too hard because 236 goals, it's remarkable. It's in 15 games. It's unheard of, and it's unbelievable. And I just have to look on the positive things in terms of what they do rather than just one simple mistake. So proud and happy for the way that they managed themselves throughout the season. Thanks to the parents, the school, past students, our sponsors, ABC Electrical and Sales, for supporting all of us. And they made a lot of sacrifices, these young ladies, training-wise. They have to balance your schoolwork, all of these things. I mean, throughout the holidays, they came out and put in the work. And I'm so happy that they're happy today by lifting the crown again. Credit must be given to our captain, Tarina Clark, who leaves us now. And she has been a fantastic leader on and off the field. And I'm so happy and proud that she's leaving a happy leader today.
All right. You speak about breaking records, and the 2 players that have broken the record for the most goals scored in a season by an individual schoolgirl football player. Talk to us about Christina Salmon, that has scored 59 goals for the season, and Davia Richards, that has scored 53. Talk to us about those 2 players and how lethal they have been. This is 50% of the goals scored by the entire team that these 2 have combined.
Oh yes, and then they've been doing well right throughout the season, and it contributes to the way we play, and they're wide, they're very fast, and I mean, it's difficult to contain both of them. And how rounded the team is that if you try and contain 1 or 2 of them in a game, there's other persons popping up and banging in the goals as well. I mean, and that's how rounded and the team is. And as a coach, I'm so proud and happy that I have this talented bunch of girls to coach. I mean, To be honest, they're so special. I mean, they could have coached themselves right through right to the championship. I'm serious. They're so talented. I just have to manage them and guide them along in terms of helping them to make good decisions, and that's it. But they're super talented.
All right, congrats on winning the title. That's Xavier Gilbert, the head coach of Excelsior High School. So at the end of this season, so we're going to have Miss Judy Miller-Smith, part of TIP, and Friendly Society. Serving you is our pleasure. Now, talk to us about TIP.
Okay, Tip Friendly Society is a financial institution that actually markets savings, loans, and insurance to all persons employed in the educational sector.
All right, talk to us on how important Tip Friendly Society has been to the development of this season, or to the contribution of this season for the schoolgirl football league.
Okay, we were actually one of the sponsors. Locker Room was the other sponsor. So we actually came on board because we supported the boys as well. And we see the importance of sports, and we decided that we would come on board.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the many different loans that you carry. What's the many different aspects in terms of the Tip Friendly Society, and how important it is in terms of the educational sector to invest in this type of company?
Okay, well, we actually cater to just persons in this market. So we understand that grouping, we listen to our customers, we understand what is happening, and we ensure that we provide goods and services for persons in that group.
All right, Miss Judy Miller-Smith, continue to be a beam in the light of these persons in this sector. Thank you so much for having a short interview with me as well, Miss Judy Miller-Smith.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Judy Miller-Smith, a part of Tip Friendly Society. Serving you is our pleasure. So we're going to get the chairperson for the schoolgirl football, and also the principal. So we're just having you to turn here for me, please. She is the principal of the Denham Town High School, and she's also the chairperson of the schoolgirl football, Miss Audrey Williams. How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you. Top of the afternoon, everyone.
All right. And that's a nice, pleasant good afternoon from Miss Audrey Williams. Now, talk to us on this season and how it has been for you and your executive board.
From ISSA? Oh, it has been a wonderful season. The sports has been creating waves, the different sports at ISSA. You would have seen champs. And when I went someplace, I said, oh, they need to take some example from ISSA with the organization for all the sports and all of that. And this is something that helps motivate children. Our children are active learners. And so once they have something practical doing, they will be better for it. And this is where sports come in.
This is where sports come in. How proud are you of these girls, not only of the champions, but of every single female athlete that played a part in this schoolgirl football season?
I feel proud, really proud. There were less red cards. I can't even remember red cards. There was more discipline. The children were enjoying, having fun. By this time, they are used to each other. Most teams, students know each other just through the sporting arena of girls football.
All right, the season has just ended, but based on what has happened, are you excited for next season? It's so early, but are you excited?
Very. I said to the sports competition officer, Mr. George Forbes, that he should probably start planning, do the planning meeting a little earlier, because we have to take into consideration as well that students are students first. They are students first, student athletes, students first, and then footballers. So they have CXCs, and they have CAPE, and they have City and Guilds, that kind of thing. So.
All right. Thank you so much for a successful season. The schoolgirl football season has just concluded. Congratulations on a successful one.
Thank you for coming and exposing all the student athletes. That plays a great part. Thanks much. Appreciate it.
All right. That's Audrey Williams, the chairperson for the schoolgirl football season. All right. So, Here is the man in question. You've seen him on the press conferences. Daniel Brent, what are your thoughts on the finals here between Excelsior and Denham Town?
Well, I think it was an epic finals, epic. Excelsior being defending champions, having won last year 4-0. I think they would have wanted to attain back the title, but Denham Town really got the ascendancy, going up early in the first half, and just before the half time, Excelsior pegged themselves back to go 1-1, and then it was 2-1 before half time. They come back in the second half and basically close on the show. I think Richards and Salman and company and the rest of the casting crew really did well in this match, and I think it shows the method that a championship team is really a championship team actually in this sense.
All right, what do you think about the development? Before we close off, what do you think about the development based on this competition does for the girls?
I think more can be done, because I've always said that a lot of schoolboy footballers in the schoolboy side would have, in the schoolboy aspect of things, would have do well in the schoolboy football system, and then they wouldn't transcend to the senior team. But it also paid dividend in the latter part. But as it relates to schoolgirl, after schoolgirl football, many of them would have transcended to scholarship programs overseas, and a lot of them would have been lost in the system. So we wouldn't see that transition from the junior teams, under 15, under 17, under 20 to the senior team. But I think it's still work in progress. I think more marketing needs to be done on schoolgirl football, because the ladies do show some quality today in the finals. Really solidify at that point in its own right.
All right, so remember that the Flow Caribbean Club Championships will be featured with this man here on the coaching staff for one of the teams, Waterhouse.
Yes.
And they'll be looking to even do one better and carry home a championship from the Caribbean Club Championship of Flow back home to the island, the land of wood and water, Jamaicans. It's gonna be live on the website and also the app islandsports.net, as well as the app Island Sports Network. You can find it in the Google Play Store for Android users and the Apple users. We haven't left you out, because it's also in the Apple Store. So we're done here. We're done for the season, and Excelsior emerged champions once again. So on behalf of myself, Christopher Scott, my co-host here, the man, assistant coach of Waterhouse, Daniel Bent, the cameraman, Janor Powell, and the man in charge, Brandon Carvalho. It is 4-1, and the defending champions have defended their title successfully. It's so long farewell from here, the Spanish Town Prison Oval in St. Catherine.
And we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players, and they have really good attitude, and you get your money's worth.